Good morning, students. On behalf of Dr.A.Q School System, Shagadi Campus Cohort, I welcome you to this video lecture. In this video, we will be discussing subject mathematics, unit number 1, matrices, exercise 1.4, question number 1, 2, and 3. Exercise 1.4 is question number 1. Show that which of the following matrices are conformable for multiplication. Now, conformable for multiplication means either you can multiply or not. So, before getting into the solution, I'm going to write MCR. Now you just need to memorize this MCR. M stands for multiplication, C stands for number of columns in the first matrix, R stands for number of rows in the second matrix. Whenever you have been asked to find out whether you can multiply matrices or not, what you will do, you will check number of columns in the first matrix, and then you will check number of rows in the second matrix. Number of columns in the first matrix should be equal to number of rows in the second matrix. Only then you can multiply different matrices. Now there are 4 matrices in this question: 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. These are the 4 matrices. We just need to check out which of them can be multiplied. How can we check them? With the help of this formula, which is MCR. Alright, M stands for multiplication. So we will check columns in the first matrix and then rows in the second matrix. First of all, look at this one. A matrix is A and B. Now, how many columns are there? Only one column. You can see that. There is only one column. So now we will check for rows. In the second matrix, B is equal to PQ. Now, how many rows are there? Only one row. Number of rows are 1. So one row is here and the first one column is here. So A and B can be multiplied. Alright, in solution you need to write A, B. Now this means that AB can be multiplied. Now we will check this A with C matrix. So in A there is only one column. Alright, C, column 1. And then in the C matrix, we will check out for rows. How many rows are there? So this is row 1 and this is row 2. So now there are actually 2 rows. So number of column in the A matrix is not equal to number of rows in the C matrix. Therefore, A and C cannot be multiplied. Again, we will check matrix A with D. Now, how many columns in the A matrix? There is only one column. How many rows in the D matrix? There is only one row. So this means that A and D can be multiplied. In solution, we will write AD as well. Now come to the B matrix. Alright. Now check for the number of columns in the B matrix. There is one column and then this is the second column. So columns are 2. How I am doing this? According to this formula MCR. I have to check for columns in the first matrix and then for the rows in the second matrix. So columns are, there are 2 columns, and then I will check for rows in the other matrix. I'll start with A. How many rows are there? 1 and 2. So this means that B and A can be multiplied. So in solution we will write as well BA. Alright. Now we will check this B matrix with C matrix. Now how many columns are there? 1 and 2. 2 columns are here. And then how many rows in the C matrix? 1, 2. So there are 2 rows as well in the C matrix. So B and C can be multiplied. So in solution we will write B and C. Now similarly we will check this B matrix with the D matrix. Now in the B matrix there are 2 columns, but in the D matrix there is only one row. So number of columns in the B matrix is not equal to number of rows in the D matrix. Therefore B and D cannot be multiplied. Similarly, now we will first of all take C matrix and we will find out how many columns are there. One column and then two columns. So number of columns are 2. Now I will find out if there are 2 rows in matrix A or not. Now I can see that there are 1 and 2 rows. So there are 2 columns in C matrix and there are 2 rows in A matrix. Therefore C and A can be multiplied. I just need to write CA in the solution as well. Now I will check for B matrix how many rows are there. There is only 1 row. So C and B cannot be multiplied. Now I will check for the D matrix how many rows are there. Only 1 row. So C and D cannot be multiplied. Now again I will go to the matrix D. In matrix D how many columns are there? There are actually 1, 2, 3. 3 columns are there, right? So I can only multiply this matrix with a matrix which has 3 rows. In A matrix there are only 2 rows, so I cannot multiply D with A. And in B matrix there is only 1 row, so I cannot multiply D with B. And in matrix C there are 2 rows, so again I cannot multiply matrix D with C. Alright, this is the end of this question. So I have written over here which matrices can be multiplied. You just need to write these matrices in the solution. Now coming to the question number 2, if A matrix is equal to -1, 0, 2, 1 and B matrix is equal to 3, -2, you need to find out. Number 1, is it possible to find AB? AB means if you can multiply A with B. Now just recall MCR. For multiplication, number of columns in the first matrix should be equal to number of rows in the second matrix. Look for the number of columns in the first matrix. How many columns are there? 1 and 2. There are 2 columns, right? Now we will check rows. Rows in the second matrix, 1, 2. So there are 2 columns in the A matrix and there are 2 rows in the B matrix. Therefore, we can find AB. We can multiply A with B. So we will write in the solution only yes. It is possible. Second part, is it possible to find BA? Now can we find BA? Can we multiply B with A? Now for this we will again look for the number of columns in the B, because first matrix here is now B. So number of columns in this is 1 and the number of rows in matrix A are 2. So number of columns in the B matrix is not equal to number of rows in the A matrix. Therefore BA is not possible. So I will write in the solution not possible. You just need to write not possible. That's it. Now for the third part is find the possible product or products. Now find out the possible product. This means that we can only find AB. So we will multiply A with B. We will first of all write matrix A and then we will write matrix B and then we will multiply these 2 matrices. So solution is right here. Here is matrix A and B is equal to, this is matrix A -1, 0, 2, 1 and this is matrix B 3, -2. Now multiplication is quite simple. What you need to do, just look for the first row. First row is this -1, 0. Alright, now you just need to multiply this -1 with 3 and then the second element 0 with the second element in the column -2. -1 multiply 3, -1 multiply 3 and then in the center I will write plus and then second element is 0 in the first row and second element in the second matrix is -2, so I will multiply 0 -2, 0 multiply -2. Now look at the second row, 2, 1. Now we will multiply the second row with the first column of this matrix. So 2 gets to multiplied with 3, 2 multiplied 3 In the center we will write plus, and then 1 gets to multiply with minus 2. 1 multiply minus 2. In the next step, minus 1 multiply 3 is minus 3, plus over here, and 0 multiply minus 2 is 0. 2 3s are 6, plus, and then 1 multiply minus 2 is minus 2. So plus into minus is minus, so minus 2. Now minus 3 plus 0 is minus 3, and 6 minus 2 is 4. So minus 3, 4 is the answer. Now question number 3, given that matrix A is equal to 4 1 3 1, B matrix is equal to 1 minus 1 minus 3 4, C matrix is this, and D is this. We need to find out AB. We will first multiply matrix A with B, and then we will find C, D. So first of all, we are going to find A, B. So matrix A is 4 1 3 1, and then matrix B is 1 minus 1 minus 3 4. So what we need to do, we need to first of all take the first row, which is 4 1, and then we will take the first column of the second matrix, which is 1 minus 3. So we will take this first row. First element of the first row is 4, and first element of the first column over here is 1. So 4 multiplied by 1, 4 multiplied by 1, and in center we write plus, and then 1 multiplied by minus 3, 1 multiplied by minus 3. Similarly, you need to give some space over here, and then you will multiply this first row with the second column as well. 4 multiplied by minus 1 plus 1 multiplied by 4. Now coming to the second row, which is 3 1. Look at the second row in the first matrix and first column in the second matrix. So 3 gets to multiply with 1, 3 multiplied by 1, then plus 1 multiplied by minus 3, 1 multiplied by minus 3. Again you need to give some space over here, and then there is the second column. So we need to multiply 3 with minus 1, 3 with minus 1, and then plus 1 gets to multiply with 4, 1 multiplied by 4. Now in the next step, we just need to multiply. 4 1s are 4, alright, and then 1 3s are 3, but minus 3, so 4 minus 3 over here, and then 4 multiplied by minus 1 is minus 4, so minus 4, and then plus 1 multiplied 4 is plus 4, so plus 4. Similarly, 3 multiplied by 1 is 3, plus into minus is minus, 1 3s are 3, so minus 3 over here. 3 multiplied by minus 1 is minus 3, so minus 3 over here, and then plus 1 into 4 is 4. Now 4 minus 3 is 1, minus 4 plus 4 0, 3 minus 3 0, minus 3 plus 4 1. Now this is 1 0 0 1, so AB is equal to 1 0 0 1, and this is also called identity matrix. In identity matrix, the in main diagonal elements are only 1. Other than this main diagonal elements, other elements are 0. So this kind of matrix is also called identity matrix. Therefore, there is written I, because I stands for identity matrix, and this is the answer. Now coming to CD, second question. So matrix C is 3 4 1 2, and matrix D is 1 minus 2 minus 1 by 2 and 2 by 3. So first of all, we will take this first row and this first column. 3 multiplied by 1, 3 multiplied by 1, then plus 4 multiplied by minus 1 by 2, 4 multiplied by minus 1 by 2. Similarly, you need to give some space and then multiply this first row with the second column. 3 multiplied by minus 2, and then plus 4 multiplied by 2 by 3. Similarly, for the second row, 1 multiplied by 1, and then 2 multiplied by minus 1 by 2. Similarly, 1 gets to multiply with minus 2, and then 2 gets to multiply with 2 by 3. Now we just need to multiply these and simplify. So you get 3 minus 2 minus 6 plus 8 by 3, 1 minus 1 minus 2 plus 4 by 3, and then 3 minus 2 is 1. Now this is minus 6 plus 8 by 3. How can you solve this? This is quite simple. There are two methods. Either you can take LCM, all right. Under any number you can write 1 in the denominator, right? So either you can take LCM of 1 and 3, so the LCM is 3, and then you can just simply add these two fractions, all right. So end result is minus 18 plus 8 by 3. 1 minus 1 is 0, and then minus 2 plus 4 by 3. Again you just need to add these two numbers, so you will get the result minus 6 plus 4 by 3. So 1, and here you can you get minus 18 plus 8 minus 10 by 3, and then 0, and then minus 6 plus 4 is minus 2 by 3. This is the answer, and this is the end of this video. If there is any question, there is any confusion, you can ask me. Until then, take care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.